Good morning, good morning, folks. Welcome to another episode of Spilling Tea. I'm your host, Tiffany Daniels, and if you're wondering why I'm late on a Friday, it's because I finally got to use my freaking vacation time. Granted, it's only 2 days worth, but my God, with all the stress, I just needed a break. And Mr. Kitten, if you can see his tail, says hi. And he nuzzles the computer. We're going back to that horrible world known as the JRC, but first, folks, a few disclaimers. Just prepping myself for the word salad I know is about to happen. Alright, so in the description box, you're going to see the link to the article the JRC does not want you to read. It is written by NeuroClastic, a small non-for-profit started by autistics for autistics. An article in which they interviewed over 900 ABA professionals from all over the world in regards to the quote-unquote behavioral treatment program at the Judge Rotenberg Center. In fact, the JRC is so not in favor of this particular article here that they have threatened NeuroClastic with a defamation lawsuit if they do not remove it from the website. NeuroClastic, as a old traditional journalist would, said, "Fuck you, JRC, we're not removing it." My own personal paraphrasing, of course. So, folks, please share it on all your social media. And, folks, we also have their public statement in regards to the threat that was made. At the bottom of the description box, you're going to see a link for their GoFundMe in case the JRC actually has the balls to see through their threat. And let's face it, wouldn't it be humorous if they did? Because then they'd have to prove what they're doing isn't torture. Under McCollum's video and over 30 years of fucking receipts and abuse filing claims. Good luck with that. Good luck with that. I'm just saying. We also have the other pertinent links to the Stop the Shocks campaign, including Autisticquia's massive archive on the subject. And folks, the templates, you know the drill. Sign your name, click on your senator. In the ever-present self-explanatory change.org shut the Judge Rotenberg Center down petition. When we discuss the JRC, folks, you're going to hear vivid descriptions of and catch clips of surveillance footage of people with disabilities being tortured and abused. If you got young children present, please use your headphones, all right? It is 7:21 a.m. No, I'm not awake. So if I stumble over my words, apologies in advance, right, Mr. Cat? Mr. Cat says, I don't know. What? I'm a cat. Why are you asking me this? You're right. Poor Mew. Poor Mew. Alright, so let's go to where we left off yesterday. 8 students receiving level 3 adversive interventions had IEPs that indicated that JRC would be seeking... Oh, wait, we read that part yesterday. We're 71, sorry. I did mention I was not awake and I don't have an edit button, right? My mom knows more about social media and all this crap than me. Sad, I know, isn't it? My 80-year-old grandma is kicking my ass in the technology. 71. 4 students were receiving level 3 adversive interventions with no indication on the IEPs that JRC would seek or had obtained court approval. Remember that particular damning part of evidence? Let's see them try to squirrel their ways out of this one, shall we? These 4 students were receiving level 3 interventions at the time of April and May 2006 visits, and those interventions were in the students' current IEPs that were at the JRC at the time of April and May visits. Yet remember the fact, so you're not saying they're lying. So, in fact, you had not obtained court approval, but you put it in the IEP and started using them anyway before you got court approval? Really? The IEPs did not have level 3 interventions in them, were older IEPs that had been written prior to the time that the students were approved for the interventions. They were accurate at the time they had been sent to the NSED, approximately March 2006, but were now out of date by the time of the April and May visits and had been replaced with the new current IEPs that were in the JRC's files during the April and May visits. But isn't you... Oh my God, bad grammar. Bad grammar. I hope my English teacher grandma does not rise from her grave. Bad grammar, sorry. Okay, so isn't it your job, JRC, to provide them with the proper documentation then? Because I know they gave you ample fucking chances to do so. Remember, folks, by the time we are doing unannounced visits, the time for talking is over. So if it was all a misunderstanding and they were doing everything within the law, even though it's torture, but if they had their paperwork done, why was that not already sent to NSED? Why wouldn't those updated IEPs not be sent to the New York Special Education Board Department fucking immediately? Why the delay, JRC? There's still something fishy there. There's still something that doesn't smell quite right, if you catch my drift. If it was just as simple, they didn't have the right paperwork. Why didn't they have the right paperwork, JRC? It would seem to me that it is your burden to make fucking sure that as soon as those IEPs are updated, that the copies get sent out to every pertinent department that needs to have them on file. Right? That's due diligence there. So if it's mistaken paperwork, why? Who dropped the ball? Who dropped the ball at the JRC that these updated IEPs were not already in the hands of NSED? Now I have to call it bullshit because the JRC, remember, they have a long track record of hiding and refusing to reveal documents and camera footage that goes way fucking back. This is not new behavior with them. So, my question, JRC, why was not the new IPs not already in the possession of NSED? Makes me think you were trying to hide exactly what they're saying here. You're trying to hide something. But nothing. Why were you hiding it? Something not quite right there. And I don't think it's just me who thinks so. So I'm actually going to end on this because this is just, even though we're not getting into the other side of it here, this is the JRC, another example of them being shady as fuck and why NSED started doing these unannounced visits. It's the reason why they're not asking you any questions, JRC, because they don't want your bullshit answers. Because you do shady shit exactly like this all the goddamn time. We can't trust you to provide proper documentation on time without complaint. We can't fucking trust your word in regards to your own behavioral treatment program because the over fucking mountain of abuse reports filed through DESE just within a fucking 5-year time period is mind-blowing. And no, JRC, it's not fucking normal. The amount of DESI reports on your ass is not normal. I know this because I've worked in the field. They do shady shit. They hide documents. They keep back information. And then they wonder why we do unannounced visits. They wonder why we don't want the guided tour. They wonder why we don't want to hear their fucking excuses. And on that note, folks, we're going to go ahead and close out this morning. We don't get very many views on this channel, especially on this subject. The few that we do get tend to get removed from time to time. So please don't forget to hit that like button, hit subscribe, and don't forget to hit the comments. I do appreciate your time this morning. As always, we here at Spilling Tea hope you have a good one. Bye-bye.